Would you trade a London flat for a floating home? Sasha never thought of herself as someone who fit into ordinary corners of London life. The narrow terraces and the endless rush to pay rent, the pressure of the city, none of it felt like home. What did feel like home was the water. That's why after years of trial and error with smaller boats, she and her partner bought a 60-foot by 12-foot wide beam shell. Bare skeleton of steel, and they named her Beastie. It was little more than a floating box when they got it. A whole year of weekends and stolen hours after work transformed that cold shell into warmth of great home. Now stepping aboard feels like entering a secret cottage that just happens to float. Solar panels on the roof giving them power for most of the year. In summer the roof doubles as a tiny storage space. And one day soon it will bloom with planters for herbs and vegetables. The stern, which acts like a front door, is where Sasha keeps her tiny garden and lets the dogs sunbathe. One of affordable ways to live in London is to live on a boat, and Sasha is living on 60-foot long boat that she converted herself with her partner. Spacious kitchen with a dishwasher and a dining table, 3-burner gas stove. So it has a gas on board to run all the kitchen appliances, and there is an oven. As you can see, it has a lot of vintage furniture. Here is a living room, wood stove, and they have heated floor as well that runs on electricity. So there is a solar panels and the batteries, and as a backup there is a generator that starts to recharge the batteries. Here is a wardrobe. Behind these doors is a washer dryer combo. Instead of a breakfast bar, they built a proper table where friends and family can gather together. Flea-market finds and inherited pieces fill the room with a character. A grandfather's desk, a restored cabinet, a chair rescued from the roadside. The living room, lit by skylights, is where the rhythm of boat life slows down. Sasha once thought she might use part of the space as a tattoo studio, but at the end she decided to keep it all for herself. In the full tour she mentioned it should feel like a home, and that's exactly what it does, especially in the winter with stove burning and the dog snoozing nearby. Practicality is woven into every corner. Clever cupboards near the door hide muddy boots, dog leads, and keys. Bookshelves tucked in unusual curves of the boat, and wardrobes are built to fit around beams and windows. Even the bathroom surprises guests, behind 2 sliding doors, with a large shower, a composting toilet, vintage sink. At the far end of the boat, the bedroom holds her most treasured possession, the bed she was born in, passed down from her parents. The whole room was designed around it, standing there with a wardrobes on either side and steps leading up to the bow. Sasha often thinks about how her life has floated from one stage to another. Narrow boats, small fishing boats, and finally this, a home steady enough to hold 3 aging dogs and a lifetime of stories. Living on Beastie isn't always simple. There are license fees, insurance, repairs that cost thousands, and the constant need to check the hull and the systems. In winter, when the solar panels don't keep up, they burn diesel and wood to stay warm. And every few years they must take the boat out of the water to paint and protect it from the rust. But compared to the weight of rent in London, boat life is liberating. There is no council tax, no mortgage, and no crushing bills that demand constant work. Sasha can tattoo at her own pace, take days off when she needs them, and save for the unexpected, whether that's a vet bill for one of her elderly dogs or a repair on the boat. Mostly thought it's about freedom. Freedom to wake up to ducks tapping on the hull instead of traffic horns. To sit on the stern with a cup of tea while the canal drifts by. And freedom to make a home that feels entirely hers, built by her own hands. For Sasha, the boat isn't just it's proof that home doesn't have to be fixed in one place or built on land. It can float, sway gently the water, and carry you into a life that feels both rooted and free. What would freedom look like for you if you could design your own home from the ground up?